how we doing? How is life? Good. I hope it's December, you guys. How did we get here and why was it so fast? Like, it didn't feel fast, but like I feel like I blinked and it was December. Like, I feel like it was just June, also just like April or January. Like, how in the world did we get here? It's crazy. 2022 is almost over. The Christmas season has finally begun. Yes, I said a Christmas season has finally begun. It did not begin until after Thanksgiving Day. I am a firm believer that we should not sing Christmas music or decorate for Christmas or like all that stuff until, if you celebrate Christmas, that is, until after Thanksgiving Day. Like, I mean, I will accept you can start decorating after Thanksgiving dinner. It's like after you've had like your turkey and stuff, or like whatever you have on Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. At least in the United States where we do celebrate Thanksgiving. If you are from another country that does not celebrate Thanksgiving in November, all the more power to you. Go ahead, celebrate Christmas whenever the heck you want. But as an American who celebrates Thanksgiving and Christmas, I do not participate in Christmas activities until the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then everything is Christmas until Christmas Day, and then it's just meh. It's like that weird like time between Christmas and New Year's until like the next holiday, which is Valentine's Day. But I'm ranting and I want to get onto this video because it's an exciting video because it's Christmas season. My first Christmassy video of 2022 is going to be the top 10 Christmas movies that I believe are the best in the world as of right now. As of December 2022, this is the list. These are, obviously I've seen all of these movies, or else why the heck would they be on my list? But yeah, so let's get started. We're gonna go from 10 to 1 because obviously the best one needs to be saved for last. Duh. So number 10 is the Santa Claus 3. Now this was my least favorite of the Santa Clauses, as you can see, with it being number 10. I don't know, I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. I mean, the second one was okay, but it's better than the third one. Like, I don't know why. Santa Claus 3 is number 10 for me. Talking a lot with my hands, I'm sorry. Number 9 is Christmas with the Kronks. Oh my gosh, that is a hilarious movie. And as you'll see, Tim Allen is going to be a recurring actor on this list because he is in a lot of Christmas movies, in my opinion. But it's so funny. It's with Tim Allen, and I don't remember her name, but she was the wife of Tim Allen on Home Improvement. Oh, I can't remember her name, but they're hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, that movie is hilarious. Family friend showed it to me. It's gold. Number 8 is a classic. It's Frosty the Snowman. As a kid, I loved all of those. I loved Frosty the Snowman. I loved Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all of those like claymation movies because my mom would show them to us every year. They'd be at ABC Family. I would DVR them on my dish because we had Dish when I was growing up, and then we switched to DirecTV and I would DVR them on DirecTV. If you don't know what DVR is, you're too young. I'm very sorry, but you're very young, or am I old, or both? Both is good because I am almost 30 and that's weird. Okay, moving swiftly along. Frosty the Snowman. As I gotten older, I'm really not a big fan of claymation, I have found, but still, Frosty the Snowman holds a place in my heart because, okay, I know that one's not claymation, but I just got on the topic. I'm like hectic right now, so let me talk. Frosty the Snowman, it will always hold a place in my heart because it's just a classic. And number 7 7 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is claymation, and I found that I'm not really a big fan of claymation, so like I still love it. It's a classic, will watch it. It's not my favorite. Like, my mom loves those movies, and I will watch them for the pure nostalgia, but I'm not a big fan of claymation. Sorry, not sorry. Number 6 is The Santa Claus 2. Again, I wasn't really a big fan of that movie, purely because, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but it came out in the early 2000s, so unless you're a baby, I feel like you should have seen it by now. It's on Disney Plus if you have it. And if you don't have Disney Plus, I can't help you there, but my friend, like, get it from a friend or a family member. That's what I do. I pawn off of my sister for her Disney Plus subscription. Yeah. Anyway, the Santa Claus, I didn't like it because I didn't like the toy Santa Claus. Like, I just didn't like him for whatever reason. And fun fact and funny story, Tim Allen hated his Santa Claus costume. Absolutely hated it. So when they pitched the Santa Claus 2 idea to him, he thought of the plot where he had to, like, he had the de-Santification process, so he didn't have to be on all that makeup. But then they were like, toy Santa, and he had to get into even more makeup, and I just find that hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, Tim Allen, you tried your best, buddy, but you just got yourself more makeup. But anyway, yeah, Santa Claus 2, man, I wasn't my favorite, but it's still better than Santa Claus 3. Yeah, my opinions. I don't know. Number 5 is Home Alone 2. The Santa Claus movies and the Home Alone movies are like Christmas classic movies. Have to watch them every single year. Every single year without fail. It's not Christmas until I watch those. Growing up, me and my sister on Christmas Eve would spend the night in one of or the other's room. So like we would rotate every year. So like one year we would spend the night in my sister's room, the next year we'd spend the night in my room, and we would like movie marathon Christmas movies on Christmas Eve until we fell asleep. And it was the best thing ever, and I loved it. And honestly, I think the last year we did it was probably maybe when I was like 15, because the next year she had gotten married and moved out. And so I miss that tradition that we had, because it was one of my most favorite traditions. Because then in the morning we would get up at like 4 a.m. and we would like check out the Christmas tree and our stockings and see, like, shake the presents to see if we could figure it out. And then we would run in. I would take my mom, my sister would usually take my dad, and we would like jump on them and like wake them up really super early on Christmas morning, and it was like the best thing ever. But we grew up, and neither one of us live with our parents anymore, and we don't live with each other, so we don't have that tradition anymore, and it makes my heart so sad, because I loved that tradition. And when I have children one day, I think I am going to continue that tradition with them in watching Christmas movies on Christmas Eve before we fall asleep. Like, that was like one of the highlights of my childhood, and I miss it. So I think I am going, when I have children one day, when they're old enough, I think I'm going to continue that tradition on, and I am so excited and I can't wait. But yeah, I get on a lot of tangents apparently. Christmas just makes me so happy. So this is probably gonna be a longer video. But yeah, Home Alone 2. I liked that he was in a different setting. I liked that he actually like got went to the airport with his family. Spoiler, I suck at saying spoiler alert, I'm sorry. And I like that he was like kind of like loose in New York and stuff. And that like the original bad guys like found him. Like, that was awesome. Obviously nothing can beat the original, but I did, after Home Alone 2, I'm very sorry, but the Home Alone movies just got bad. They just got bad. Like, after Macaulay Culkin stopped and like his whole family, like his family wasn't in there, like it was bad. Like, I mean, they kept the same like characters and stuff. It just, you can't beat the OGs. Like, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. Number 4 is Elf. Oh my gosh, I love that movie so much. I know some people don't like that movie, and I know some people don't like Will Ferrell, but I love him. He is hilarious in my opinion, and I love Elf so much. Obviously it's in my top 5. But yeah, again, I personally think it's a Christmas classic, and it's not Christmas until I watch it. And I love the idea of an orphan baby, like accidentally gets into Santa's bag and goes home with him, and elves raise him, and like obviously he's not an elf, and so he grows really tall, and elves are little, and then he finds out when he's 30 that he's not an elf, and like all the other signs of not being elf like didn't register in his brain, so he goes in to find his dad. And then I just love that whole journey, and it's so Christmasly magical. Number 3 is Home Alone, the OG, the classic. I loved it. That movie scared me a little bit when I was younger, mainly the whole neighbor killing and then dead people thing. But then when we found out he was a really nice old guy, it was better. Like, I don't know, he's so sweet. And but I'm like a real big sap now that I'm getting older, and I don't know if I like it or not, because like I used to not like cry at anything, and now I cry at like almost everything. And like, is this getting older, guys? Like, oh, I don't know. But anyway, Home Alone, loved that movie. Yeah. When I was little, I always imagined what it would be like to be home alone, and yeah, now that I'm older, I don't know if I would have liked it, because I was a really scared child, guys. Like, I don't think I could have survived. Number 2 is the Santa Claus, the OG. It is absolutely Christmas movie perfection. Charlie, the actor who played Charlie, I had a huge crush on. Huge. Like, he was a major crush when I was little. Like, but yeah, so it's like one of the first Christmas movies I watch when Christmas season starts, and like I love it. It's just so magical, and I love it, and I suck at explaining. I'm so sorry. But number 1, my absolute most favorite Christmas movie, I watched this millions of times, my fiance can attest to that, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, so the live action version. Don't get me wrong, the OG one is good. It's the animated one. It's good, it's classic, but I love the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is my absolute favorite. The new one, the animated new one, is a little trashed. Like, it's good, but it could not hold a candle to the other two. I'm telling you, it's Jim Carrey Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the OG original How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and then the new How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Like, actually I think it's just called Grinch. But anyway, Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, love it. My absolute favorite Disney movie, or not Disney movie, Christmas movie of all times. Watch it all the time. Honestly, I could probably watch it when it's not Christmas too, and it would, love it. Fun story. So I got to watch it when it came out in theaters way back when I was a little baby child with my family. And so we only have one theater in the town that I grew up in, and it's a small family-owned theater. Like, it's nothing big. It's not like NCG or anything like that. It's just a small locally owned theater, and you could, so there was 2 ways to get out. There was the main door, and then you could go through the back door, where you could like see behind the screen and stuff. And so, and that would lead directly to the parking lot, like the theater parking lot. And if you went out the front, you'd have to like go like down the road and then turn again, and then there the parking lot would be. So it was like a shortcut. And so we would always go out that way. And not gonna lie, the Grinch kind of scared me. And so I was afraid that he was gonna pop out somewhere and scare me because he was the Grinch and he was mean, even though at the end his heart turned to, like, melted and grew 3 sizes or whatever it is. I was terrified that he was going to. So when we were walking up the stairs, like I said, you can see behind it, and I thought, so you could like see the credits rolling, and I thought he was gonna pop out of there and scare me. And so I was holding on so tightly to my dad, and I was like just looking straight ahead, like, you're almost there. When I got out of the theater in the cold air, I was like, okay, where is he? He's gonna come and he's gonna get me. And so I like bolted to the car, and once I was in the car, I felt safe. But like, I just thought he was gonna come get me. Like, my little mind didn't compute that it was just a movie and that he wasn't actually gonna come out and get me, and it was just an actor who no longer was in that costume because they had probably filmed it like months to a year before. And yeah, so that is my fun little How the Grinch Stole Christmas story when I saw it. But it still continues to be my absolute favorite Christmas movie. So yeah, I have been talking for a really long time. Sorry for all of the rambles. But those are my top 10 favorite Christmas movies of all times as of December 2022. Please, please, please let me know down below what some of your favorite Christmas movies are. Are there other Christmas movies that after I made this list, I was like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I didn't think of that. Like, there's just so many. But these are the solid ones that I watch every single year and love. So yeah, let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are. Maybe we have some of the same. Maybe we don't. Like, let me know your thoughts. I would be interested to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I post new videos every single Friday at 4. And yeah, I hope to see your beautiful faces next week for another video. Bye guys.